Have you ever felt like you're holding on by the smallest amount of faith possible? Like part of you is tired, part of you is discouraged, part of you is wondering if anything is ever going to change? But somehow, deep down, you still believe. And maybe that's what you need to hear today. You do not need perfect faith for God to move. You just need real faith. Because some of the strongest people walking with God right now are people who cried last night, people who almost gave up, people who got tired of waiting, tired of hurting, tired of fighting battles nobody understands, but they kept believing anyway. That's real faith. Real faith is not always loud. Sometimes faith looks like waking up one more day when your heart is exhausted. Sometimes faith looks like praying while you're disappointed. Sometimes faith looks like trusting God while nothing around you makes sense. And the enemy wants you to think your faith is too small. But Jesus said, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Not giant faith, not perfect faith, a little faith. And maybe that's why you've been under so much pressure lately, because the enemy knows what happens when you stop doubting yourself. He knows what happens when you finally believe God can still use your life. He knows what happens when you stop calling yourself broken and start seeing yourself the way heaven sees you. You've been talking yourself out of miracles, talking yourself out of purpose, talking yourself out of the very thing God already placed inside of you. But listen to me carefully. God did not bring you this far to abandon you now. You survived too much to quit in this season. You cried too many tears, prayed too many prayers, made it through too many dark nights for this to be the end of your story. No, this season is trying to teach you something. To stop depending on feelings and start depending on faith. Because feelings change every day. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel lost. Some days you feel motivated. Some days you feel empty. But faith says, even when I don't see it, God is still working. Faith says, I will not let this pain convince me to stop believing. Faith says, I may be tired, but I'm not finished. And some of you need to hear this clearly today. Stop staring at the mountain so long that you forget how powerful God is. That mountain is not bigger than God. That delay is not bigger than God. That depression is not bigger than God. That anxiety is not bigger than God. That financial pressure is not bigger than God. And the reason this message found you today is because God is trying to pull you out of hopelessness before it destroys your future. You cannot keep speaking defeat over your life. You cannot keep expecting failure. You cannot keep acting like your story is already over. There is still purpose on your life. There is still breath in your body. There is still time for God to turn things around. But you have to believe again. Not in yourself alone, in God. In the fact that He still opens doors nobody can shut. In the fact that He still restores broken people. In the fact that He still performs miracles in impossible situations. And maybe your breakthrough does not start with money. Maybe it starts with belief. Maybe the first mountain God is trying to move is the one inside your mind. The fear, the doubt, the hopelessness, the insecurity, the constant overthinking. Because once your mind changes, your life starts changing too. So no, you do not need to have everything figured out today. You do not need all the answers today. You do not need perfect confidence today. You just need enough faith to keep going, enough faith to pray again, enough faith to trust again, enough faith to take one more step, because a little faith can still move this mountain.